Hi everybody, it's Sandra from the Funky Pickle Thrifter. I had a freaking blast and a half yesterday at this awesome auction. Look what I spent. Ew, yikes. $891. But I bought some pretty cool stuff. I think I'm going to make some money. And if I don't, I don't. What can I say? I had a wonderful time and I got a lot of great things for my own collection. But I do hope to at least make $891 on this stuff so that I can look at my collection like I usually do, knowing that everything was free, because I just try to make the money, and then the things that I really want to keep, I keep for free. Anyway, that's how I do. Now, if you've never been to an auction before, you might notice right there's a 10% buyer's premium. So when you're bidding, it's just something you have to think about. So as you can see, I bought these 2 lots of hat pins. They call them stick pins. That's not so. Even though I only bid $300, you have to add that 10% on. So I actually had to pay $330 for them plus taxes. So anyway, let's get to the auction. So what I'll do is I'm just going to kind of take you along with me, and then I will cut back in when I stumble on something that I bought, and we'll have a look at it. All right, thank you so much for coming. Please let me know what you like. All right, check it out. So here we are. Some old coins. Those actually went for a lot more money than I thought. Decoys are very, very collectible. I am not knowledgeable about them. Those were little child snowshoes. Those were adorable. Look at this little tin toy. Baby tractor, baby haymaker. Isn't that cute? That went for a couple of hundred, I believe. Some old cars. We're going to find jewelry in a second, though. Here it is. So this is a sterling lot. So I don't see anything too interesting. I see a lot of beautiful things. Nothing really different enough, to have resale value. Other than this very cool necklace. You see it? It's swirly. I probably would have bought this lot if that necklace right there was sterling. But I had the girl come over and open up that case for me. And when I took a look at that necklace, you see it? It's all one piece. Very interesting, sort of asymmetrical. It was plated, so buyer beware, because that little ticket right there says all sterling, tested or signed. So I think somebody saw, that it was signed, and they couldn't really make out what it said, but it did say plated. So I knew that. You would have known that too. Pretty stuff. Not pretty enough. I can't remember what that lot sold for, maybe 60. So a little bit too much for me. Okay. And right there are the hat pins that I found. This was really kind of a lucky find. I just about never find hat pins. I've never seen this many at once, that's for sure. So I'm taking a peek here. Some look to be Victorian, some are not Victorian. So we're going to get a little bit more in depth on these in a second, because I did buy these. Thank you, by the way, to everybody who saw this little clip. I put it on YouTube. I was trying to whisper, but I was saying, should I buy these? What should I do? So I figured that they were going to go for a lot because of that red, or those orange stickers, rather. So somebody left a big fat $290 bid on those, so I did have to bid $300 to get them. But I'm really, really happy I did. I'll let you know. Bye. And here's my number, 279. It's kind of hard to hear, but I am bidding right here. 275. There goes my 279 in the air. Yeah, so right there he says my book is out, and so that's my winning bid right there. Very exciting. So here they are. Aren't they so lovely? So the first thing I had to do was I did have to very, very gently wash them. Now I am dipping a toothbrush here in a little bit of water. Well, this is after the fact, so you see how kind of gross that water is. That is a toothbrush that I got at Walmart. I think those bristles are bamboo. It's very, very soft. Normally I might put some Dawn dishwashing liquid in there just to get rid of some of the grime and the grease and the oil and stuff like that from people's hands through the decades, but because these are super old, some of them, I didn't want to do that. So I make the toothbrush so it's just barely wet, and then I was very, very gently just going over them, just because they were probably the dirtiest jewelry I've ever seen. It was really kind of gross. And then, of course, afterwards, I dry them very, very thoroughly with a hair dryer. You know, when it comes to old jewelry with stones, water is not your friend. So I made sure that I very, very thoroughly dried everything. If some water gets behind those stones, it can loosen the glue. It can also discolor the stones if they're foil backed. It can kind of corrode them out. So I'm so happy I have these. I think they're really beautiful. Now you see those things that they're in, those porcelain things, those are actually hat pin holders. That was their purpose in life. Those would sit on a lady's dressing table. Oh, that one's really pretty. Sorry about the terrible camera work. I was on the road and I was trying to do this without the proper lighting and stuff. But I think you get the idea. Yeah, that one looks like a 1940s brooch, doesn't it? I don't know, yeah. See that kind of soldering job? That one definitely looks like it's from the 40s too. But they certainly are very pretty. Now, stick pins were around for a really long time, for a few hundred years anyhow, and they kind of went out of fashion in the 1800s when ladies' bonnets came into fashion. And, you know, women would wear the hats and they would just tie the ribbon underneath their chin. And at some point in the 1800s, that fell out of fashion and it became very chic to have a hat on with no ribbon tied under the chin. And that's where hat pins came into play. It was really a big, big fashion trend. They fell out of fashion kind of for good, I think in the late 1930s or so, late 1920s, somewhere around there. Yeah, that looks like an old brooch, right? That's a beautiful old brooch. Really nice. Let's see what else. I like that pink one too. That one's definitely not a hat pin originally. Yeah, look at the soldering. Okay. Yeah, I did notice that when I was looking at them at the auction too. Let's take a look at a few comps here. I'm just going to put those on the screen. That purple one's beautiful, isn't it? Now, just because somebody else got these prices doesn't mean that I will, but I do have some old ones like this. But that's the sort of comps we're looking at, which is what I knew when I got these. So these are the ones that I'm a little bit unsure if they originally started off life as hat pins. So let's take a look at the antique ones, though. These I separated out. Yeah, that one's just really beautiful. Look at that enameling. Now it is coming off a little bit. Not too bad, I don't think. Doesn't really detract so much. There's the back we're looking for. So that is certainly a Victorian piece. Stones look really, really nice on that one. No dead stones, no missing stones, importantly. How pretty. This one is a real A-lister. This is just gorgeous. Look at all that open work. How beautiful. Lots of old paste. Look at that. Very, very pretty. Wow. Nice and long, right? So women did, in fact, use these as weapons sometimes. And I believe during the suffragist movement, there were judges across the country, at least in the U.S., that ordered hat pins to be made a little bit shorter. So that happened too. So that may denote age on some of these. You know, how long they are. That one's a really great one, obviously. Look at the purple stone. Oops, what happened there? That was a bad edit, sorry. There it is. Okay. Very, very beautiful. Oh yeah, here, let's take a look at the different lengths. Just interesting. May denote age, you know, maybe not. I'm going to just research them down a little bit further. I'm certainly not a hat pin expert, but I do love them. There's an old anchor. That's beautiful. Maybe there's a little bit of what, mother of pearl right there. Isn't that pretty? Anchors were a big symbolic thing. I mean, they always are, right? They hold you in place. They keep you steady, but you can always pick it up and move. That's really beautiful. That's probably Victorian. This one's really interesting too, I think. I really love that setting, like kind of a claw setting. I guess that's a big old chunk of mother of pearl. Kind of looks like a golf club, right? That one's really pretty. This one has some problems for sure. I'm missing some stones. A lot of loss of the silver on the back. Oh, that must have been really pretty in its day, right? But that's what happens when you buy in bulk.
Sometimes you get ones that, you know, you wouldn't pick out ordinarily because of the damage. This one is really cool. I like this one. I really like the shape of it. It's just interesting that they went for that sort of human brain, human brain look. I don't know. I kind of like it. Very nice. That looks like it's got some brass in it, right? Very pretty. Now, I don't know what's going on with this one. It looks, I mean, it's cool, but I wonder if there's supposed to be something inside there. Doesn't it look like a kind of a cage that's meant to hold something? I don't know. I like it. Maybe it's just supposed to be like that. I'm not sure, but I do really like that one. Here's another one of my favorites. Missing a stone. I think I have an age-appropriate stone I can put in there, but I really like those. Well, I really like the back. Isn't that cool? And I really love those jewel tone colors. Very awesome. And, oh, look at this lovely little thing. Beautiful little Victorian piece. Really nice. The enameling looks good. Some of those stones, the rhinestones, have something going on. I got to take a closer look. Not sure. Here's our beautiful holder. I love this one. Isn't that so nice? Austria. So the pattern on this, as you can see, that's called transfer wear. We used to call them decals in ceramics back in the day. So those are fired on, and then it looks like somebody just hand painted them a little bit with the gold and did some accents. But that's really beautiful. That probably has a little bit of value on its own. Pretty item. All right, let's get back to the auction. Here we go. Those little, oh, these were, I wasn't sure what those were at first, but I think they're just salt and pepper shakers. Yeah, those are nice and old, right? And some Toby mugs, some really old like pitchers and stuff. A lot of primitives, you know. I don't know what those are. Sterling sippers. I never heard of such a thing. I think those went for 140 or something. Beautiful little miniature things. That was a Tiffany's. I bid on that, but it went to 35, and I didn't really want to go 40 because it was initialed. Probably was a big fat mistake. I don't know. This is some sort of a cool something or other. I don't know. Okay. I think that whole bag right there went for $2 or $3. And yeah, so when I saw these bracelets, I said, these shall be mine. Look at those. But then when I picked them up, they're really kind of cheap, you know, not nicely done. So that's a necklace, I think. But wouldn't that look good on? Like, those would all really look good on. Well, the black one and the green one, certainly, and the pink one.
I did it. I bought these, even though I was not that excited. I am kind of excited about this. I think this is really pretty, but I think these are plastic, so this is really cheap. So why would I buy these if they're not that nice? Because they were $7.50, that's why. And I think that they're just sort of cool, you know? And here's that, oh, not this one, hold on. They have some nice age too. These are likely 40s or 50s maybe, but you can see they're kind of coarsely done. These are not super high quality. This one might be a little bit older, but here's our book chain. You see how that sort of looks like a book? It folds over like this. Sort of looks like a book in a bookcase a little bit, right? And this is referred to as a panel bracelet. I think this is plastic. These are plastic. Anyway, I don't know. You know, if they were going to be $40, I wasn't going to touch them. But for $7.50, what can I say? Somebody bid $5, and then someone goes $7.50, and I just like I half-heartedly sort of put my number up, and then that was it. And he said sold. So yeah, these are really nice, especially this one. What do you think? Too cheap, or I don't know. This one's probably from the 1960s or 70s. I kind of like it. Anyway, good price on those. I do like some of these. I like that white one, but that one's missing a stone. I liked that one too. And that, you know, see what I mean? Yeah, that one's missing a stone.
That's from the 20s probably. That's a really sweet little thing. Might be a little bit earlier than that. Might be 1910s. Sweet little thing. That's probably from the 30s, that yellow basket. Here's another one that's probably from the 20s. Really, just, you know, not in great condition, right? That one's kind of cool. Then I picked it up. I'm like, I don't know. Those rhinestones, it's missing stuff. That's nice too, but then, you know, it looked a little bit better from a distance than when I picked it up. So I figured no on those. And there's some pocket watches. Here's just a whole bunch of junk. Sometimes I like to buy these, but nothing was really catching my eye in there too much. A little bit too junky for me. So let's see what we got up top here. Those are some military medals. They know exactly what those are. Look at these beautiful old pieces of coral. I bought these. I think these are very, very fascinating. I could just sit and look at this red coral. I mean, it's really interesting, and I've never seen such large pieces. What is that? Is that still a piece of it? Looks like a creature that was on it, right? These are amazing, and I'll tell you something funny. When you put them up to your nose, they still smell like the ocean, believe it or not. They really do. Isn't that interesting? So what I liked about these is that, you know, you could display jewelry on them. Oops, I'm kind of on a carpeting underneath this makeshift situation I have here. That's just a white tablecloth. But I thought how pretty that would look with jewelry on it. Now I'm probably going to sell these. I could just look at these endlessly. I think these are super, super cool. It's like Mother Nature has just created art here. Very beautiful. So I paid $30. Yeah, $30 for both of these. Very, very interesting, and they stand up great too. All right, back in action here. Those were some sort of car things. I think they called them suicide door parts or something. Oh, that was a way cool pipe too. I think that pipe sold for 10. Those gold-filled rings didn't look interesting enough. I didn't even really look at them. So here's another lot. A lot of sterling in here, probably all sterling. Not too fascinating to me. I liked that a lot. That's old. Everything else just a little bit plain as far as resale goes. I'm certainly not putting it down. I like simple pieces too, and I do wear simple pieces, but I'm just looking for something that's got pizzazz, if you know what I mean. So there's a Snoopy. Yeah, I think this one is a non-sterling lot, right? Is it? I like that. That was certainly sterling. That's a replacement clasp. See that? Lobster claw clasp there? That's older than that clasp, that's for sure. Kind of cool. There's some ephemera. Look at that beauty. That seemed really pretty. I don't know a thing about it. They had a lot of really nice glassware and pottery. There's a mystic topaz, 10 karat. Not really enough something, you know, to resale. That was a really cool vase. Look at that. I can't remember what that sold for, $60 or $70, I think. And let's see some. Oh yeah, they had a lot of stamps. I love stamps. I really do. That's really pretty in the frame. I think the stamps didn't sell for that much. I didn't really put them on my video, but there were a lot. See all the guys. There's usually guys at these things. But a lot of them know about jewelry. Don't be fooled, that is for sure. Oh, that was interesting. That was some sort of like memorial thing. That whole thing sold for $10. The rubber boots, the cane, that beautiful case. Whoa, look at this. Oh my God, this antique. The antique clothes. That sold for $30, that dress. And so I was going to show you the rest of the clothes, and then I was like, ooh, jewelry. I see jewelry. That was so cool. Ooh, now this is more our speed. Let's see. There's a nice box of sterling. Nothing super interesting. I've seen a lot of those pieces before, even that lobster, believe it or not. Little Bakelite bracelet. Oh, those earrings. Those are the earrings I wanted. I bought other earrings by mistake, but I tried to buy those. What else? Yeah, those are the ones I bought. Oops. I got confused. That isn't hard for me. And, you know, a little bit of gold. Some cameos. Those sold for $60 or $65. That's about right. Very pretty. Look at that big one. Whoa, beautiful shell cameo. And this is interesting, a match safe. I've never heard of a match safe before. I guess that's pre-lighter. You put wooden matchsticks in there, I'm guessing. I don't know. Those little 10-carat earrings sold for like $15. Little gold-filled scarab bracelet, I think that sold for $15. And I'm going to come upon a little story here. There's going to be some stick pins. There they are. So I looked at the stick pins. You know I love me some stick pins. And I said, yeah, those are pretty nice. I kind of like those. I bought them. Let's see them now.
So let's talk a little bit about these stick pins. I say often, rookie mistake, right? And I'm not being snarky when I say that. But if any of us can gain any kind of an edge learning some of these rookie mistakes, maybe we won't make them, you know? So here's a rookie mistake I almost made. I looked through the glass at these stick pins and I thought they were nice for sure. I counted them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can tell that's not a stick pin. So 10, and you can see here there's a left bid. A left bid is just a bid that somebody left. So I don't know what that bid is. But someone was interested in these, and so I was sort of looking at them. And I said to the young girl, hey, can I take a look at those stick pins real fast? You want to see this? Look. Whoa. Look at this. Now, how much would you pay? Right? So I did pay $310 for these, and let's take a peek here. So something is really special right here, and you may not know what this is. Well, I may not know what this is, but I believe this is sapphirette glass, and this is a very, very collectible item. It is glass, but it has a sort of sapphire tone. See that? And then when you move it, though, you see browns and reds, and it is was apparently a very, very difficult process and a very expensive process. This is very, very collectible. So when I see sapphirette glass, I get very excited. Now, there was a kind of a cheaper imitation that started in the 1950s, I believe, which is called sapphirine glass. But I think this is the real deal right here. Now, one thing, too, when I saw these stick pins, one thing I was pretty certain of is that there wouldn't be gold ones. Now, when you're talking about an auction house, they're going to take a look, and anything that's real gold, they're going to pull out. However, rookie mistake, some people, well, most people, like a normal person, would just look back here, but sometimes it is marked here. Sometimes that mark is gone with time, and sometimes stick pins can be so old they're not marked at all. I don't think I have any real gold here, but I'm just going to point that out. So stick pins were originally worn by men, and they were worn on their cravats. I don't think this is a stick pin. I think this is just a pin. So that's going to go in the garbage. But they were worn by men on their cravats. And, you know, a cravat, I think everybody knows what a cravat is. I'll put a picture just in case. And then women started wearing them in the 1880s, I think. So this is a real pearl, and this one is a stick pin. This one's just a straight pin. This isn't the first time I've seen this before, by the way, where someone's trying to sell one of these as a as a stick pin. Anyway, look at that luster. Very nice. This may be 9-karat gold. I don't know. I don't have my stuff with me. I'll check it out, though. Very pretty. None of these have end caps, by the way, and some of them have some condition problems, too. But, wishbones. Wishbones were a really big thing, very symbolic. In the Victorian times, I don't think this one is that old, quite that old. Nice little seed pearl in there. Cute item, right? A lot of loss to the gold tone on some of these. Not perfect. And let's take a look at this one. What is this? Oh, I see. This is pretty. That's a very pretty abalone shell, isn't it? I like the shape of it. Sterling. Oh, bonus. I think that one's very, very nice, actually. It almost looks a little blister pearlish, is it? Oh, no, I guess not. I guess that's just the coloring, because once you turn it to the side, it is still pretty flat. That one's pretty. Oh, look at this old one. Oh, yeah. I'm like all about this one right here. Woo! Ooh, look at that. This one's probably from the 1910s or the 1920s. Does that say sterling? Hold on, let me have a little peek. No, it isn't marked. Okay. Thought it was. This is the first time I'm taking these out of the pouch, by the way. I didn't really even look at these. Look at that nice enameling. That is a lovely, lovely little thing, isn't it? I love it. Oh boy, look at this. Whoa, look at that. So this was a big motif in Georgian jewelry. I don't think this is Georgian. I do think this is antique for sure. Now, stick pins really had, their heyday in Victorian times, Georgian times, into the 1920s. Then they kind of went out for a little while. They came back in the 1970s and 80s. So I think this one is antique, though. I'm not liking that eye, I don't think that is correct. I think somebody stuck a green replacement stone in there. I mean, they probably had two and the other one fell out. I would like to put more age-appropriate rhinestones in there. I usually cannibalize my jewelry, and I will find some old stones to put in there. And then if I sell this, I would disclose that I, put stones in. But I don't even like the size of it. I think that's just too big. But very, very cool skull and crossbones. But I'll show you the one that really sold me on this lot. This thing. Wait till you see this. Whoa. Yeah, that's the real deal right there. This is like legit valuable, I think. So, I mean, like 100 or two valuable is what I mean. I don't mean like $100,000 or anything. It's all relative, right? But first of all, there is like sparkly stuff behind inside his features. Can you see that? And this is a nice old antique pumpkin stick pin. I could not find any comps on the internet for it, and I just think this is a very, very special item. It's a little bit spooky. People collect Halloween stuff like crazy, right? So this would be considered a cross collectible. This could be cool for an antique jewelry collector, period, a stick pin collector, period, a Halloween collector, right? Super cool. Now, when you see these little things, and I have a lot of stick pins that have this doesn't have anything to say about its age or its manufacturer or anything like that. This was just to keep the stick pin a little more secure in your clothing. That's all that is about. So here's another really cute little old stick pin. Look at that nice abalone shell. That's very pretty. Certainly hand cut, right? It's like kind of not perfect. It's like a little bit wonky in a great way, I think. Love that. And ooh, look at this one. Look at this little Victorian loveliness. Ooh, wow. So this one may be 9 carat. It looks like it might be. It might just be gold filled. So Victorians were a big motif in Victorian jewelry is all the celestial bodies. And of course, nature in general. There's your flower, right? And that is missing a little seed pearl. Darn it, those are so tough to replace. But how much do you love this? I know I do. Really beautiful. Now, if I had my gem tester with me, we can check those stones out. Those may be garnets. And if they are little garnets, that would be more of a clue that this may be 9 karat gold, which we can test, when I'm home. So I'll definitely put this to the side and we will check it out. And, oh, look at this little thing with a little opal. How sweet is that? Now, sometimes what they do here is on the pin part, or this is also referred to as a stem. I've heard it referred to as a stem. You may notice this is not real, at all. Look at all that discoloration and everything. Now, real gold can tarnish and kind of discolor a little bit, but yeah, not like that. So the stem isn't real, but sometimes these top parts may be real, right? So again, when you're talking about jewelry, sometimes you want to consider the different parts to be separate things. That's a pretty little opal, actually. Look at that leaf. I really like what they did there with the sort of stem of the leaf where they curled it over. That's a clever little design, I think. Very sweet. And, oh yeah, now what in the world is this one? I saw this one. Okay. Are we missing a stone up there? What's happening? No. Oops, did I just scratch that? Oh, What do you think? Little thistles, right? That just looks like art glass to me. This looks like brass, right? Or it might be a brass alloy. Maybe it's copper and brass or something like that. That's actually really cute. Let me just see. It seems sort of like it should be a stone. No, it isn't. Okay, it's just metal. There is some green on here. So definitely copper, brass, what have you. That one's really nice. Oh yeah, this guy. Look at this guy. Who's this? Look. He's adorbs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what a really cute caricature thing to wear. I don't think that's a marker. Let me just check. Sometimes when I look at things through my camera and it looks like they're marked, and then they aren't, but they kind of look it. Well, that's really adorable. I mean, he's got a lot of personality, doesn't he? Look, he's sort of mad. Look at his shoes. Wow. That's a nice oldie, isn't it? That's probably from the late 1800s, I would say. Love it. I'll have to check, right? We'll do Google image search and all that jazz. So I don't know when this is from. Little Red Schoolhouse. Oh, These are all clues we can use. Manufacturer company, Boston, I see. Tappy something. I don't know. Wow, that's a great, that's a great soldering job. Worker on the production line right there. I think you might have used a little too much. Everyone's a critic, right? Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, this one is, oh, how nice is this? Not in the best condition. There's some little loss of some of that enamel. And sometimes when you see something like that and you're putting it on eBay, a lot of times I like to say, yeah, you know, there's a little bit of loss here and there, proving its age. I mean, you certainly know it's not reproduction. I think on Antiques Roadshow, they say honest wear. That's honest age wear, because you can't have something that's from, what do you think, World War I or World War II on this one? Probably World War I, right? Older? What do you think? A little piece of stamped. This part on top right here is stamped. But you couldn't have a piece this old and just expect it to be 100% pristine. I mean, unless it's a reproduction or somebody had it in a box, you know, also possible. So I guess this is just a little thing, right? I bet you William wore this. That's just a guess. Really nice mother of pearl there. Very, very pretty. I like that. And, oh, look at this one with the sort of crazy little pearl, little Baroque pearl. Yeah, this is a nice little Victorian piece. Missing its eye. Interesting how that's all wrapped around. I love stick pins. I just feel like each one's kind of its own little work of art. Like a little masterpieces here. And I got a lot, right? I mean, you have to say. I think I got my money's worth on this too. And that's clearly gold plated. There's our clue. Let me use this. Oh, look, I'll use this little thing. So you can see there the edges. That's where the gold is rubbing off. So we just know it's not gold. That's all. Gold would, you know, add to its value if any of these are real gold. But, you know, not by that much, right? Because these are so small. It's not like they have inherent value just by being gold, because these are all light as feathers. So here's two more of these things. So let's determine whether we think they're pins or stick pins. Well, I think this one's a stick pin. It's a little bent. That's quite pretty. Why does that look exactly like the other one? Here's my other one. Yeah, these are really nice, actually. These are both really nice, but I think this one's just a pin. I think. What do you think? Yeah, I think so. I'll just check into it a little bit more and make sure before I toss it, of course. This one, this type of thing I've seen before. That's a really nice autumn leaf, though. Enameling. Oh, are you sterling? Are you now? You don't say. I don't know that maker. Who are you? What does that say? An E? Is that an E in a box or something? Not sure. Cute little thing, you know, not as pretty as some of the others, I don't think, to my eye. Here's a little fake diamond. Whoa, look at that. Ooh, I love the prongs. Super dramatic prongs. Clearly just paste though. Wow, you could tell that's not a real diamond. That's for sure. I'm gonna keep this to the side because I did buy something with real diamonds, and we can A/B them. And we can take a look at the real difference between the two. Oh, let me just move this though. Oh, how pretty is this? A little tiny piece of coral here. So coral in Victorian times was meant to, I think, ward off disease and maybe evil too. And you often see baby rattles or baby toys or baby jewelry made of coral. People were superstitious then and now. You know, I'm not particularly superstitious, but I know people are, so I don't judge. And if this made somebody feel safe, I think that's just awesome. I know this is an awesome piece of jewelry. I love this. That's really a really great one. So let's have a little look at this thing. What is that? Oh, I see. Is that just a tree on a... Yeah, I guess so. Okay, it looks tropical or something. I was thinking that was a whale at first because, hold on, now I can use my pointer. I thought that was an eye and this was like a fish, but I guess not. I guess that's just like a hut or something, or the hut is here and is that the moon? Pretty cool. What does this one say? Mind, body, spirit. That seems quite forward thinking. That I always seem to equate that with like yoga and stuff and more new age things. That's cool. So I wonder if this was some sort of fraternal organization or something like that. This is a little bit bent. I could probably try to straighten that. When I straighten things, I like to use my fingers because it gives me a better feel. I'm not going to do it now though, but a little bit bent. That's pretty cool though. I really like that. So we'll take a look at this one too. This one was on there, but it's not a stick pin. It's a little pin. There's our little sea catch right there because it's shaped like the letter C. That's why it's called that. It's a nice little item. I don't know what this is. I don't know what flag that is. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I'd have to look it up, I guess. Not sure, but I think it's beautiful. It's in really nice condition. Now let's have a look at this little Art Nouveau lovely. Whoa, what do you think about that? Yeah, baby, I'm digging this. I love this. It kind of has a little bit of a modernist thing. Well, maybe more modernist than Art Nouveau on second thought. What do you think? That's a great cab right there. Beautiful cabochon stone. This is clearly has some sort of copper in it, it looks like, or brass. That's not a mark, is it? Let me just double check. You know what? I think that may have said something at some point. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell if that's something that was on there and then it just sort of wore away with time. Sorry. My camera work has a lot to be desired, doesn't it? But I really love this one. This one is kind of rockin', man. I like it. And then this is the last one, just this little heart, this little abalone heart. That's very, very nice. So, I want to count them up? Let's do it. So, okay, I have this. This one I'm going to keep to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did I pay? $3.10, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3. So I count 26 here, and then we have this little thing, which would be 27. So a little more than 10 bucks each, and I am pretty happy with it. And I actually really like this too. Now this probably was to just hold pins, right? Like, you know, pins to sew or whatever, but I think that's really cute too. Now this seller, number 67, interestingly, that was also the hat pin person too. And these are kind of dusty and dirty too. But the pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern, that's my favorite. Which one do you like the best? You know, I kind of have a soft spot for all of them because I think each is very different, but this is my honey right here. So here's my mistake. So I wanted those earrings, those glittery ones with the turquoise. I just thought those were so different. And instead, I bought these accidentally. Oops, I didn't want to pay $40 for these. I think they're really super cool. But, yeah, oops, when she brought them over, yeah, it happens. What can you do, right? Moonstone. Oh, really? You think so? They're not moonstone. They are really pretty, though. And so, I don't know, maybe I'll wear them. I don't know, maybe it's like one of those things that becomes a happy accident, and then you have them, and then you wear them, and you love them, you know? What do you think? I think 40 was about right. I don't think I could probably make money on these, but I could wear them and enjoy them. So maybe I'm going to wear them today. Darn it. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm going to try to get my $40 worth. Still pretty. Just a mistake. I bought this 14 karat gold and diamond pendant because I fell in love. It is 14 karat gold. 3 very nice looking diamonds. I mean, just with the naked eye, they look nice and bright. Take a look with my loupe. Let me see if I see any glaring imperfections here. The big one looks pretty nice, actually. The little one, yeah. They are really sweet, and I thought that was a fair price. It's not like a complete steal or anything, but for something that I wanted and that I wanted to keep and that I wanted to wear, you know, at least for a while. I don't know. I really like it. I like the circles, the small, medium, large, with the diamonds in the center. I like the setting. I kind of liked everything about it. So as I had said, let's just take a look in AB, the fake diamond with the real diamond. So you just notice there's a brightness, right? There's a brightness because the light enters and then starts to refract off all the facets that are inside. And the light sort of bounces around in there and it shoots back out and it makes it look like it's glowing. And here's just a piece of glass. Big, big difference. Now, sometimes diamonds can be dull. They're dull when they're really dirty or dusty and they have film on them. But you can really see the difference. Now, this fake one, this paste right here, there's no foil on the back either. But it just looks kind of cruddy, right? Now, through the years, this has likely gotten really scratched up. People put it in jewelry boxes. That's why a lot of jewelry boxes, by the way, are lined with velvet and stuff, just to stop scratching from happening. But a lot of times people will throw this in their jewelry box, even if it's velvet lined, but the jewelry just sort of clunks up against each other. There's a big difference there.
Sorry about the camera work here. I was really trying to get to the jewelry. Here it is. Okay. So let's see. I'm trying to find, you know, 1 or 2 pieces that I know I can make money on. I'm certainly hoping I'm going to come across something great. And there are definitely some pretty things in here. Yeah, you know, kind of nice. I was sort of digging on that necklace somewhat. I don't know if those are snakes or fish. Fish, I think. Not really in great condition. You know what I mean? Just kind of close, but not quite for me. So I think I'm just not really feeling this box. Oh, this was super, super cool. What is that called? Lenticular or something? I'm sure that's not right. I can't think of the word right now, but that was kind of a groovy thing. Oh, that's very, very nice. Look at that nice old bracelet. But a lot of these jewelry boxes were going high, you know. Yeah, that was probably the best thing in there. That's probably why it's hanging there like that. That was a very, very cool copper bangle bracelet. But the jewelry will tend to really get bid too high at these things. I've noticed everybody's all about jewelry at these things, so it is difficult. So I have to find something that I'm sure I can make a bunch on. Oh boy, what a tangled mess. I know there's a lot of people who would love to untangle that. That I love. That's a beautiful old celluloid brooch that was just beautiful. A little bit of cloisonne right there. I don't know. Who knows what was in there? That's very pretty brooch, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Everything here is just okay. Oh, that was very interesting. Evening in Paris perfume. And it's shaped like a bullet, which I thought was sort of odd. You know, usually you see those in very girly type containers, not really a bullet. I mean, I think that's a bullet. I thought it was kind of cool, but I don't know. Just seemed like some sort of junky stuff. Yeah. Not I. Right. Yawn, yawn. It's okay. Pretty nice. Not nice enough to make money. I saw that. I'm like, oh, that's somewhat interesting. Yeah. Broken right there, so that put an end to my excitement about that. There's a little bit of mosaic, you know, something else broken. These were really beautiful. Glassware I don't really know much about. I think these are called atomizers, right? Look at how gorgeous that is. And there's the top for it, so it wasn't missing anything. So beautiful. I personally don't have a place to put those, but they sure are lovely. Very nice. Oh, there was a young girl there. She was probably 11 or 12, and she really wanted that box, and her father bought it for her. Ooh, that's really nice. Yeah, I did like that. I didn't like anything else in there, though. And, oh, I had to stop myself from bidding on these because I really have no room. But I love these sort of Black Forest, what are they called? You know, the wine stopper things. I love those so much. He didn't seem to be working. Now, when you like push those little, oh, that's great. Look at the cigarette. When you push that little levers, their levers on their backs, they do stuff. I have a bunch of those, but yeah. I don't have the room. There's a broken one. I can't remember how much those went for. I was tempted, but I resisted. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Old letters and things. I love that old penmanship. Pretty cool. Now, what's this one? Too junky. Oh, look at these lovely antique paper dolls. Hood's Paper Dolls. Published complimentary to the patrons of Hood's Pills. And I think that is Hood, like Hood ice cream, I think. I think that's the same company. I could be wrong. Look at those mutton chops. Isn't he awesome? Look at that. Oh, I just love those. I don't think those went for much. Maybe that whole box went for $20 or something. Is it hard to take a pill? Pretty interesting, I think. And there's no... Oh yeah, 1894. There's the date. Those were in pretty nice shape, actually. Some old dishes. Yeah. I try to stay away from dishes just because I don't have the expertise. Those Ives trains, those were really selling for some big money. It's really fun to watch the guys get very, very excited. The way that we get excited with jewelry, you know. Let's see. So here's some instruments. I am not an expert in instruments. My husband probably knows much, much more about that stuff than I do. Those are cool. One of those was a trumpet mute, and the other one was a French horn mute. You know that thing? So it goes, wah, wah, you know that? I'm doing a terrible imitation of a trumpet mute. Yeah, it's like that kind of thing. I looked those up real quick on my phone. Those didn't seem to be very valuable. A couple of old trumpets. Let's see. Lots of framed prints and things. More train stuff. I like trains, but I don't know anything about them. Whoa, look at those beautiful things. Wow, I would never bid on anything like that because I don't know. Look at that really beautiful Star of David Carnival glass bowl. That's Steuben glass. I think that went for a bunch. That tray didn't. I think that sold for like $15 or something. Pottery, don't know. But I really enjoyed, you know, walking around. Oh, there's some old wooden puzzles. That was a whole box full. Super cool, right? Everybody has their own thing that they know and that they know they can make a profit on, you know. Oh, these clothes. Oh no, you're going to be sick if I tell you what these clothes sold for. So that's like it looks like an early 1900s. Some of these are capelets, I think they're called. But these are really old. These are bloomers, I think. Oh my, look at how awesome those are. I think this whole lot sold for, gosh, it was either $20 or $25 for all of them. All of them. Look at that skirt. Or I think, yeah, I think that's a slip, right, for underneath your skirt. These things all seem like they were from the late 1800s or early 1900s to me. Oh, those capelets, those velvet capelets, and there's a satin one with velvet trim. Isn't that so nice? I don't know anything about clothing, so I thought, well, I don't know. Would somebody wear these, I didn't know. They did sell that lace dress separately. The lace dress didn't sell for much either, actually, but, what the heck was I going to do with it? I don't even know how old they are. They look like they're really super old, but anyway, somebody probably, going to make a ton of money on those. I don't know if you can see my Skechers, but I actually like to use these Skechers when I go to these things. The pair I have that have a hole in them. I don't know why. I just kind of like to. They're like my lucky sneakers, I guess. Oh, this was awesome. Look at this. Both of these are indentured. They're like indentured servitude contracts. This one is from the 1771. Super cool, and it's hard to read because it's that old penmanship. Now it all folded up, and it had the wax seal and everything. I just want to show you how big it is. I believe this type of paper is called vellum. Now, obviously, indentured servitude, not great, right? But it wasn't like slavery where a human being owned another human being, which is obviously completely horrific. But this was something, I know I had an ancestor who came over on the Mayflower as a young man, and he didn't have any money. His name was John Howland. So he came over on the Mayflower, and somebody said, look, I'll pay your way, but you have to work on my land that I get over there for 3 years or whatever, and then I'll release you. So it seems sort of like a fair trade and a barter of sorts, but I think it probably got complicated because I think some people mistreated, the people that they signed these contracts with. But anyway, I don't know. I wasn't sure if that was like a controversial thing. I don't think so. And I really did want them, and I wasn't sure what they were worth, so I didn't buy them. And then I was just sort of sitting there. Before I knew it, they sold for $30. So, yeah, I wish I bought them. Anyway, that was kind of interesting. I don't remember who the maker is now. Sorry, I did know who that was. Darn it. No, I'm never going to be able to remember now, and I can't read it. Anyway, that was pretty. Not pretty enough. Like maybe that sold for $50 or something. Some kind of pretty pearls. Oh, I was all about this box of ephemera right here. It's like this Victorian scrapbook, which was super, super cool. I just loved it. Look at how neat. It's upside down, so wait, I think I flip it the right way. And look at this first interesting thing. Look, human hair goods, that says. So super cool. I love mourning things. I love things that are made with human hair. And there are some really nice die cuts in here. Some beautiful items. And I did bid on this lot, but I think it started to go up to $80, $90. And I just wasn't so sure. Yeah, there it is. Human hair goods. There's another one. And I was very friendly with the woman who bought this, actually. I mean, I didn't know her or anything, but she was chatting with me, and I figured, like, after the auction, I was going to go up to her and ask her if I could buy one of the human hair goods trade cards, and she had left, so I missed out. But, it's like if I bid 85 or 90, that doesn't mean that's where it's going to end, because then the other person's going to say 95, and then I'm going to say 100. It's going to go higher and higher and higher. And I really do like these. Oh, look, 1904. Okay. Just after Victorian, I guess. Well, at least the things in the scrapbook, or at least when it was put together. There's Queen Victoria right there. But of course, the Victorian era ended in 1901. Oh, that's a great old photograph. Yeah. Not in fantastic condition either, you might notice. This was obviously put together by a child. Whoa, look at that face. What are these weird caricatures? A lot of food in this one. Kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would have liked to have had it. I was checking to see if that was a photograph of someone's dog, but it wasn't. It was just cut out of a magazine or whatever. So I didn't get that. There they are again in all their glory. Yay! This was interesting. Look at that. It's a workers' strike out against the People's Power and Light Company. That was very cool. I think that photograph maybe sold for $65. I thought that was really interesting. Here's a necklace that I thought was pretty, but not pretty enough. I think it sold for $45 or $40. I do appreciate it. And just not anything I could make enough profit on. Awesome antique camera. Some old postcards. I kind of dabble in those, but yeah, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it. That's some sort of weird old tile. Not sure about that. That sold for $5, I think. And let's see. I'm trying to not get anybody's faces here. That's why I have my camera pointed down, just out of respect for people. I don't know. I feel kind of funny, you know. So let's see. A hot water bottle. Some old photographs were there. Oh, this was cool. Look at this cute antique little thing. It's like one of those autograph books. A tiny flower blossoms in many a lovely spot. It wishes all I have to say. It is forget-me-not. Oh. When you are married and have twins, don't come to my house for safety pins. Far, far away, remember me always. Oh, what's going on with this guy? Look. Our brand, war, pop. It's like a knife with blood and a forget-me. What? Wow, that's totally like a psycho.
And then this happens. So the guy comes out. I didn't even see this in the preview at all. Charlie Samuel Lewis Jr. But I said, wouldn't that be just a darling little box to keep jewelry in? I mean, I didn't say it. But the guy says, like the auctioneer says, who will give me $1? $1. So for $1, I said, well, maybe that'd be good for jewelry. So, of course, there's like a thing inside here. Drew Sales Lodge Regalia. I didn't even see that. But the guy had the silly hat on, too. Oh, I shouldn't say silly. My goodness. Well, he looked silly in it. Believe me, he was marching around like a, like a silly person. Oops. So I didn't know what this is. Like I said, just because it was $1 and I kind of wanted the box. But what it is a Masonic Lodge hat. So, turns out, you know, it might even sell for a little something. Ancient and accepted Scottish rite. Right. Anyway, pretty cool. We can kind of date it by this phone number and stuff and zip codes, right? Zip codes were used at a certain point. And then phone numbers when they have area codes. I don't know when area codes came out, but we can look all that up, which would help us date this. Kind of cool, though, right? Oh, he was only a candidate. Well, I hope you made it, Charles S. Lewis Jr. Charles S. Lewis Jr. Anyway, kind of goofy for $1. Yeah, I just thought it was a fun item. And now that I see that I might be able to get $40 for it or something on eBay, I'll probably just sell it and not keep that super cute box. Well, I hope you enjoyed my auction adventure, everybody. It was very exciting, and there's another one coming up. I might just go to one more of them if I can keep control of my wallet. Maybe a little bit better this time. But I really think I got some really great stuff, and I just had such a blast. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a thumbs up if you'd like to. Leave me a comment, and also subscribe to my channel. Why not? It's free. Just hit the button. Do it if you want. All right? I hope to catch you real soon, everybody. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here a lot. Cheers.